Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was born on October 2, 1869, in Porbandar, a coastal town in India. From the very beginning, his life was destined for greatness, though it began like any ordinary child's. He was not born with exceptional talents or charisma. In fact, Gandhi was shy, quiet, and often fearful as a child. But hidden within that timid boy was a relentless spirit that would one day shake an empire. Gandhi's father, Karamchand Gandhi, was a respected political figure, and his mother, Putlabai, was deeply religious. It was from her that young Mohandas absorbed the values of truth, nonviolence, and discipline. His mother's devotion to prayer, fasting, and service to others left a lasting impression on him, instilling early the seeds of moral strength. At school, Gandhi was an average student. He was not known for brilliance in academics or sports. In fact, he often struggled. But what set him apart was an unwavering sense of honesty. When a school inspector once visited his classroom and asked the students to write a few English words, Gandhi made a spelling mistake. His teacher gestured to him to copy from his neighbor, but Gandhi refused. He chose to stay honest even if it meant failing the test. That small moment of integrity hinted at the powerful convictions that would later define his life. In his teenage years, Gandhi experimented with rebellion, eating meat in secret, smoking cigarettes, and even stealing small amounts of money. But the guilt he felt afterward tore him apart. He confessed everything to his father, writing a heartfelt letter in which he begged for forgiveness. His father, instead of punishing him, embraced him with tears. That profound experience taught Gandhi the incredible power of truth, confession, and emotional courage, lessons that would later shape an entire movement. At the age of 18, Gandhi traveled to London to study law. It was a brave decision for someone who had never left his small town. London overwhelmed him. The clothes, the food, the weather, the language, everything was alien. But Gandhi adapted. He taught himself to dress like an English gentleman, took lessons in dancing, and even attempted to improve his public speaking. Yet deep inside, he remained anchored to his core values. Even when he was tempted to blend completely into Western culture, he reminded himself of his mother's words and traditions. He made a vow to remain a vegetarian and stayed true to it, despite enormous pressure from his peers. Upon completing his studies, Gandhi returned to India to practice law, but success eluded him. His first case in court was a disaster. He was so nervous that he couldn't even cross-examine the witness. Instead of being discouraged, Gandhi realized that he needed experience and accepted a job offer in South Africa. That journey would change not just his life, but the fate of millions. In South Africa, Gandhi faced brutal racial discrimination firsthand. One night, despite holding a first-class ticket, he was thrown off a train at Pietermaritzburg station simply because of his skin color. That humiliating night, as he sat shivering on the cold platform, Gandhi made a decision. He could either accept injustice quietly, as most did, or he could fight back, not with violence, but with dignity, courage, and relentless determination. Thus was born Gandhi's philosophy of satyagraha, the force of truth. He organized the Indian community in South Africa to resist oppressive laws through peaceful protests. He was jailed, beaten, and insulted, yet he never lifted a hand in violence. His weapon was moral power, and it proved mightier than the oppressor's fists. Gandhi's success in South Africa turned him into a leader, but his heart belonged to India. After 21 years abroad, he returned home in 1915. India was a land chained by British rule, a land where poverty, injustice, and hopelessness were everyday realities. Gandhi could have lived a comfortable life as a famous lawyer. Instead, he chose the path of service, embracing the villages, the farmers, and the poorest of the poor. He traveled across the country, listening, learning, understanding the struggles of the people. He realized that true change would not come from the top, but from empowering the masses. His first major movement in India was the Champaran Satyagraha in Bihar, where poor farmers were forced to grow indigo under exploitative conditions. Gandhi lived among them, shared their pain, and led a non-violent protest that finally forced the British to make reforms. It was a small victory, but a monumental beginning. Over the next 3 decades, Gandhi became the symbol of India's fight for freedom. But his methods were radically different. He didn't preach hatred. He didn't incite riots. Instead, he called for self-purification. Before demanding freedom from the British, Gandhi insisted Indians free themselves from fear, hatred, and injustice within. He led by example. He wore simple clothes made from hand-spun cloth, emphasizing the dignity of labor and self-reliance. He spun his own yarn daily, promoted small industries, and advocated for education rooted in Indian values. Gandhi turned the act of making cloth, the charkha, into a powerful weapon of resistance. When the British imposed unfair salt taxes, Gandhi launched the Dandi March, a 240-mile walk to the Arabian Sea, where he and his followers made their own salt. It was a simple act, yet it shook the foundations of British rule. Thousands joined him, willing to be beaten, arrested, even killed, but never to retaliate. Despite countless arrests and harsh treatments, Gandhi's spirit never broke. Each time he emerged from prison, his influence grew stronger. He taught the world that courage is not in striking back, but in standing firm with peace and conviction. In 1942, Gandhi gave the call for "Quit India," demanding complete independence. The British responded with brutal crackdowns. Leaders were imprisoned, movements crushed, but Gandhi remained a lighthouse of hope. Even when he lost his beloved wife, Kasturba, during imprisonment, even when his own health deteriorated, he did not falter. Finally, after years of relentless struggle, India achieved independence on August 15, 1947. But the victory was bittersweet. Communal violence between Hindus and Muslims erupted, tearing apart the country Gandhi had dreamed of uniting. Heartbroken, he plunged into efforts to restore peace, fasting unto death if necessary to stop the bloodshed. His weapon remained the same: love, forgiveness, and truth. On January 30th, 1948, as Gandhi walked to his evening prayer meeting, he was assassinated by a man filled with hatred. With his last breath, Gandhi whispered, "Hey Ram," a prayer, a surrender, a testament to his lifelong devotion to nonviolence and truth. Gandhi's body fell, but his spirit rose higher than ever. His life remains a beacon for anyone who believes in the power of truth, in the strength of love, and in the might of peaceful resistance.